Every planet in our solar system seems normal compared to what exists out there, because somewhere in the universe there are planets where it rains molten iron, planets made partially of diamond, and planets wandering alone through infinite darkness with no star at all. These are the strangest planet types ever discovered. Rogue planet. Most planets orbit stars. Rogue planets do not. These worlds drift completely alone through interstellar space after being violently ejected from their solar systems. No sunlight, no sunrise, just endless darkness stretching for billions of kilometers in every direction. Astronomers believe there could be billions of rogue planets wandering through the Milky Way right now, completely invisible to us. One study even predicts that NASA's upcoming Roman Space Telescope could discover hundreds of Earth-sized rogue planets. And despite having no sun, some may still contain hidden oceans beneath thick layers of ice, warmed only by radioactive heat trapped deep inside the planet. A frozen ocean drifting through the void sounds terrifying, but some planets are far worse once you actually reach them. Lava planet. Some planets orbit so close to their stars that their surfaces are no longer solid. They melt. Entire worlds covered in oceans of glowing magma, temperatures hot enough to vaporize rock into atmosphere. On planets like 55 Cancri E, the ground may literally boil beneath a sky filled with silicate vapor. One recently discovered world called L98-59d appears to contain massive amounts of hydrogen sulfide gas, the same chemical that smells like rotten eggs. Scientists believe the entire planet may be covered in sulfur-rich magma oceans, slowly leaking toxic gas into the atmosphere. But even lava worlds start looking normal compared to the next planets on this list. Hot Jupiter. Imagine Jupiter moved so close to the Sun that a single year lasted only a few days. That is a hot Jupiter. These giant planets orbit absurdly close to their stars, heating their atmospheres to thousands of degrees. Some are so hot that metals like iron and titanium don't exist as solids anymore. They evaporate into gas. One famous planet called WASP-76b is so extreme that iron vapor rises into the atmosphere on the hot side of the planet, cools in the darkness, and falls back down as molten metal rain. Rain made of liquid iron. And because many hot Jupiters are tidally locked, one side permanently faces the star while the other side remains trapped in eternal night. This temperature difference creates winds moving thousands of kilometers per hour across the planet's surface. But not every strange planet is a burning nightmare. Some are almost entirely ocean world. Imagine a planet with no continents at all, no beaches, no mountains, no land anywhere on the surface, just water. Some ocean worlds may contain oceans hundreds of kilometers deep, far deeper than anything on Earth. The pressure at the bottom would become so extreme that the water itself transforms into exotic forms of ice hotter than fire. And on certain tidally locked ocean planets, only one region remains warm enough for liquid water while the rest of the world freezes solid. From space, these planets may literally resemble giant eyeballs, a frozen white surface surrounding a circular blue ocean staring into space. They are called eyeball planets. But as strange as water worlds sound, astronomers have discovered planets that may contain something even more valuable. Diamond planet. Some planets may have formed in star systems rich in carbon instead of oxygen. Under the immense heat and pressure inside these worlds, carbon could compress into enormous layers of diamond. Entire planetary interiors made partially from diamond. One candidate called 55 Cancri E was once nicknamed the Diamond Planet because scientists believed huge portions of it might contain crystallized carbon. If true, the value of a single planet like this would exceed the entire global economy by numbers so large they stop feeling meaningful. But the universe also creates planets at the complete opposite extreme. Iron planet. Most rocky planets contain a balance of rock and metal. Iron planets are almost entirely metal. One recently discovered world called Gliese 367b is roughly the size of Earth, but incredibly dense, suggesting much of the planet is basically one enormous exposed iron core. Scientists think these planets may have once looked more like Earth before catastrophic collisions stripped away their outer layers, leaving behind only the metallic center. A planet made mostly of iron would feel less like a world and more like a colossal floating cannonball orbiting a star. And somehow planets can get even weirder by becoming almost empty. Super puff planet. Some planets are so low in density they barely seem real. These are called superpuffs, massive worlds larger than Neptune, but so light they would float in a gigantic enough ocean. Their atmospheres are swollen into enormous clouds of hydrogen and helium, giving them the density of styrofoam or cotton candy. Scientists still do not fully understand how these planets survive without their atmospheres being stripped away by their stars. But bizarre chemistry is only part of the story. Some planets exist in star systems that look completely impossible. Circumbinary planet. For most of human history, planets orbiting two stars existed only in science fiction. Then astronomers found them. Circumbinary planets orbit two suns at the same time, creating skies with double sunsets, like the world of Tatooine from Star Wars. But these systems are far more chaotic than our own. The gravitational pull of two stars constantly shifts the planet's seasons, sunlight, and orbit into complex patterns. And yet somehow planets still manage to survive there. But there are planets orbiting something far more terrifying than stars. Pulsar planet. When massive stars die, they can collapse into neutron stars, tiny stellar corpses with gravity so extreme they spin hundreds of times every second while blasting radiation into space. These objects are called pulsars, and somehow planets orbit them. The first exoplanets ever discovered were actually pulsar planets found in 1992, which means the first alien worlds humanity ever detected were orbiting the remains of dead exploded stars. Any nearby surface would be flooded with lethal radiation powerful enough to sterilize entire planets. But even that is not the strangest thing astronomers have found, because somewhere out there, there may be planets drifting through space completely alone, forever. Rogue planets may be the most unsettling worlds in the universe because they break something humans instinctively associate with planets themselves: a sky with a sun. On these worlds, there is no sunrise waiting tomorrow morning, no warm daylight, no star on the horizon, just endless cosmic night. And right now, billions of them could already be moving silently through the galaxy unnoticed, which means somewhere in the darkness between the stars, entire worlds may be wandering through the universe completely alone, and we may never see them coming.